Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Blood Bowl 2, the Legendary Edition with Zebu Nation. And in today's video, we're going to talk about something that I actually forgot to mention in my review of the game. If you saw my video from earlier in the week, you saw my full review of the new expansion, the Legendary Edition, and also I reviewed the comic book crossover. Well, I guess it's... Anyway, I call it a crossover. It's not like 100% a crossover because it's not like the Legendary Edition comic. Anyway, you know what I'm talking about. In my review, I mentioned a lot of the new features, but I forgot to really mention solo play. I kind of glossed over solo play, but they snuck in a brand new solo campaign. Well, not a campaign. It's a league. It's what they call an Eternal League. So it is a campaign. It is a league. It is a new solo play. Whatever you want to call it, it's something new. So let's check it out. First of all, we're going to use the team that I created based on the team in the comic book, the Harbingers. I really like these guys. I enjoy playing with this team. So let's join a competition, shall we? And here it is, the Eternal League Season 1. Now, I advanced a little bit, and I'll explain what that means. So each season is made up of 4 different, I want to call them competition. I want to call them seasons because they are technically seasons. But anyway, they're made up of 4 parts. You have the autumn, winter, spring, and summer. And each of those 4 seasons make up a year. And then you advance year by year by year. And it's like they said, it's an eternal league. So it continues on. And it's just like what you get from other sports games. In my review, I mentioned that this Blood Bowl isn't quite enough like a sports game for me. I am a sports game fan, and I play a lot of sports games, and part of the thing I love about sports games is not just building a team and not just playing 1 or 2 games, but playing multiple seasons and building a successful franchise. And now you're going to start to get some of that in Blood Bowl, and I'm very happy about that. So hopefully I can make this into a little series, and we can go through at least 1 year in the life of a Blood Bowl team. Now we're going to start behind the 8 ball a little bit because I already went through the Autumn Championships, but we're now going to move into the winter season. So with each season you have different competitions that go on, and each of these competitions have different admission requirements. So they have their basic championships, which are the NAF championships. They have one for each season, and anybody can enter these. And if you win one of these or you come in second place, you can qualify for other competitions, or you can qualify for other competitions in different ways. For example, here's the Wealthy Club Tournament. In order to qualify for this, you need to be a wealthy team. You need to have a stadium that's at least level 3. So that's a lot of money to get to that level. So they just ensure that all their teams are like, highfalutin teams that fans are going to want to come and watch. Then you've got the infamous Chaos Cup. This is one of the big Blood Bowl championships in their lore. All the Chaos teams just love playing for this cup. You will gain the favor of the Chaos gods, I suppose, is how they phrase it in a lot of the lore. So, it's very cool. As someone who's a fan of old school Blood Bowl and a fan of all the backstory and all that stuff, seeing the Chaos Cup in here is pretty cool. Then there's the Spring Championships. There's the Franken Cup. This is, a weird cup where all of the undead teams like to play in. And then, of course, you've got the granddaddy of them all, the Blood Bowl qualifiers. So this will get you into the Blood Bowl Championship, and you can play for basically their version of the World Championships. But we can't get there yet because, we have to play in a few competitions yet. We have to advance the year and get to that season because the Blood Bowl qualifiers are only available in the spring, and right now we're in the winter. So let's go and let's register for what we can. Now, I was in the Autumn Championship, but I quit out of the Autumn Championship to show you guys this screen right here, show me getting into a new competition. So like I said, we're a little behind the 8 ball right now in terms of entering this new competition. So here we are. We're going to go in the Winter Championships, register for that. And so hopefully if we can win this, maybe we can move on to some other competition next season and we won't have to enter the NAF Championship again. And if you're unfamiliar with NAF, that's, again, it's something from the Blood Bowl lore. I think it stands for Nuffle Armored Football or something like that. I don't remember exactly what it stands for, but it's basically the governing organization that governs all of Blood Bowl. It's kind of like, the NCAA or FIFA, something like that, of this world. So here we go. We've registered for the competition. Here's our Hawkland Harbingers. We'll take a look at them in case you didn't watch my other video or you don't remember. Like I said, this is a team based off of the comic books. We got Tiny Gar. We are a human team, just a straight-up human team. We got Tiny Gar, who is our big ogre blocker. Drang Sternblood, who is our star blitzer. Krieger, who's our other star blitzer. He's dead in the comic books, but I brought him back for here. Gorgeous Garrick, he's our star thrower. Dirk Blunt, Sigurd Nordman are our linemen. Klaus Halfhand is our star catcher, and he's leveled up since last time you've seen him. He now has the fend skill, which basically somebody tries to tackle him, and he gets the dodge or the push roll. He keeps them at bay, and they can't hit him again. So that's a very handy skill for a catcher to have, especially one that likes to run downfield the way Klaus does. Then we got Mangler Marius, our second thrower. He's actually sort of a hybrid between a thrower and a blocker because he has that block skill, so he's a versatile dude. Then we got a few scrubs on the bench, a couple of linemen, a couple of catchers. Fring's Leader and Route, they're two guys who are from the comic book, but they're also dead in the comic book, so they're trying to avoid that fate at all costs as we enter our new competition, the Winter Championships. We can come down here, take a look at the Winter Championships, look at the teams. You can see we're 1,080 points. That puts us not necessarily the highest team in the league, but definitely far from the lowest. We've got a Chaos team to go up against. That's no good. Lizardmen, that's another tough matchup. Wood Elves, Necromantic team, that's Dirty Pool right there. Then we got a High Elf team, a Halfling team, and an Ogre team. Now, if you saw my other Let's Play video, you saw me demolish an Ogre team, so I'm not too worried about them. Definitely not worried about the Halfling team. We're probably going to destroy them. High Elves can give you some trouble, especially with the improved AI that they've got in the game now. So I think this is a tough draw for us, but it's not as tough as it could be. There's no dwarves. I'm always wary to play against dwarf teams, so it's not that bad. There's no Nurgle, no... What else are pretty tough? The Khemri, the Chaos Dwarves, all that kind of stuff. It's bad, but it's not that bad. Schedule-wise, who do we got coming up? We got Hard Rock Maw, which are... Where are they? That's the Ogre team. So here we go. We're going to play against another Ogre team. Get that out of the way real quick. So, all right. I'm actually kind of happy about that. So let's play. I don't know about having 2 videos in a row against Ogre teams. That's not the best idea. But oh well. This is what we got. This is the draw. We're going to go with it. We got 100,000 in cash. I probably should have spent that to buy some more linemen or something, but I'm not going to buy any inducements here. Although, I don't think I went through these before. Maybe you're new to this. Maybe you've never played Blood Bowl, and I should be explaining all of this a little better. So whoever has the higher ranked team, that usually means you got more players and better players than the other team. So based on that, you get something called petty cash. They give the petty cash to the team that's the lower ranked team to make the game more even. Because Blood Bowl teams can really get decimated and just have no players left. Everybody's dead, everybody's injured. So they hand out cash to make the games even, so you can hire mercenary linemen or catchers, basic players you can buy. You can get Bloodwiser Babes that will give you extra rerolls, team training, extra rerolls. You can buy wizards that can do crazy magic on the other team. You can bribe the referees. You can get a halfling master chef. The computer loves these guys. What these guys do is they give your team rerolls by feeding your guys, awesome food. But then they also take rerolls away from the other team by distracting them with awesome food. So it's one of the rare inducements that helps you and hurts your opponents. You can get a wandering apothecary, gives you a second apothecary so that you can heal 2 guys a match instead of just 1, so that's very helpful. And then we got some star players you can hire. This is again going back to the Blood Bowl lore and all the backstories, and even the board game. Star players were a huge part of it. These are guys that are famous. They write a lot of stories about these guys. They write a lot of fluff pieces, especially a guy like Griff Oberwald. He's a classic Blood Bowl character, been around since the early parts of the game, and he's just a legend. Same as Morgan Throg, another legendary player. Mighty Zug. I mean, look at this guy. He's huge. He's a huge blocker, but he's just an ordinary human who's extra strong and can block and all that stuff. You can get some Amazon star players. This is a chance for you to go and get some other races. You can get a goblin and have some dirty tricks out there, because a lot of teams, they don't have access to dirty tricks. So if you want to try it out, you can go and hire a goblin. Costs 110,000. Puggy, he's a halfling. I don't know why you'd want this guy, but he's got a lot of cool skills. And then, like I said, you can fill out your team with linemen and stuff like that if you need to. But we don't need to. We got $100,000 in our bank account. We have no petty cash, so we're not going to spend that. The thing about petty cash is you don't get to keep it if you don't spend it. Now, their team, on the other hand, they only got 20,000 petty cash, but they decided to spend 270,000 out of their treasury for their inducements, so they're going to get some extra stuff during this game. They really want to play it, or win it very badly, because 270,000 is a lot of money. You could buy a lot of guys with that. You could upgrade your stadium with that amount of money. So we'll see what this is all about. All right, let's receive the ball against an ogre team. So there we go. They're even down a man. They've only got 4 ogres on the field. No ogres in reserve. 3 snotlings in reserve. They did buy a star player here. They bought Bomber Dribble Snot. He's a guy who launches bombs. And they also bought Nabla. He's a chainsaw-wielding goblin. So we got some interesting things going on here. I'm going to move my guys away from these stinking ogres. So who do we got up front? We got Sigurd. We got Dirk Blunt. There's Drang, our blitzer. Gorgeous Garrick, our thrower. Krieger. So we're going to switch these 2 guys around. We're going to switch the Mangler and Gorgeous around, because Gorgeous, he does not like to be up at the front lines slugging it out. That is definitely the Mangler's job. Then we got our 4 catchers on the outside. There's Half Hand. There's Route. We're going to put these guys on the line of scrimmage, because we've got the advantage blocking against snotlings. And yeah, so we're going to have a bit of a lopsided formation here. Try to get the ball, smash these guys, and just run for an easy touchdown. All right, so let's go. Confirm that formation. They're kicking it off. Brilliant coaching. We upgraded our coaching staff a little bit, so we just got a free extra reroll. There we go. That is definitely the kind of thing I want to see. All right. So first things first, let's smash this guy out of the way. He does have the dodge skill, so that doesn't work out too good, but that's fine. He can go there. I'm okay with that. We're going to have Drang go downfield and bash some people. Drang. So he's going to get the double team on this goblin. Gotta knock these chainsaw guys out real quick. They can do a lot of damage. I don't think this guy's got dodge, so we're gonna smash him. He does have dodge, so we're not gonna smash him. Alright. Pop him over that way. I don't want to be next to the chainsaw guy, because he's bad news. Alright. So this turn isn't quite working out the way I had hoped, but we'll see about that. Alright, Krieger, our other blitzer. Let's bring Sigurd up here to get a bonus on this ogre. See if Tiny can knock him down. Nope, he just sort of pushes him. Let's push him back, and he shall stay there. Boop. See you later. Now with these other guys, we're gonna have to form some kind of wall here against these ogres. So we'll put the mangler right there. Bring Krieger also up here. So we got a little diagonal wall going here. As you can see, we can head right down that sideline. Now there's the catcher. Alright, Gorgeous. He's got the ball. 50% pass. Now, a lot of people don't like passing the ball. They're scared to throw the ball, but we got re-rolls. I like passing the ball. I'm passing the ball. There's Gorgeous. He threw it out of bounds. But that's fine. Not the worst thing that could have happened, but not the best thing yet. So one of their snotlings is probably going to run the gauntlet and pick up the ball, but that's fine. We'll just crush him. They've covered up our little gap that we had. He's going to try to take out our catchers. Nope, there's our lineman. I forgot we had a lineman over there, not a catcher. They are really surrounding Drang up here. Got to get him out of that situation. Here comes the snotling, going after the ball. He's stunty. We can't tackle him, but he can't pick up the ball. Here we go. And he doesn't. So he loses his turn. Alright. That's fine. That was fine. Now, how do we get out of this? I think our pathway is still open here on the left because they just got snotlings here. We can get rid of those guys real quick. First things first, though, use our 2 dice on this guy, and we'll knock him out. Stay. Okay. We got the mangler. Krieger could pick up the ball and run for it. That would be an interesting change rather than have one of our catchers get it or one of our throwers. Or I could have the mangler get it. No, because I still need to get rid of the snotling here. Oh, decisions. I'm wasting time. All right, Krieger. Go for it. Crush this guy. And he is crushed. Stay. Alright, let's give Gorgeous another shot at this. 67% to pick up the ball. He does. Now let's just be smart and do a handoff here. Catch skill activated, so there we go. Now what do we do? Let's see. I think first things first, I want to run this guy downfield just to kind of distract them. We got our ogre. Bring him over here. Our lineman. I want to mark this goblin. I don't like this goblin. I guess I have to leave. Well, where do I want the mangler to go? Put him right there. Nope, that was probably a bad idea. No, I got my ogre there. Ah, I'm just thinking too many turns ahead here. And where are we gonna move the ball to? I guess we'll move the ball to. Gotta move him up the field. Put him right there. Alright. That's probably a bad idea, but I'm doing it. Not the greatest cage in the world. Oh, I gotta get you away from that ogre. Just try to dodge out of his way. No good. Not gonna waste a reroll on that. It's insignificant. So yeah, there's a lot of stuff going on. I should probably explain this more, but I've only got 3 minutes to make all my plays here. So if you probably noticed by now, it's turn-based. You know, each player has their own turn. They got to move their characters one at a time based on their stats. They move at different speeds. They have different sizes. I mean, I showed you the stats in the preview video. Here's the chainsaw guy. Tries to chainsaw the dude with the ball. Doesn't work. Mr. Stunty moves up next to him. So when you see those skills, oh, this guy's throwing a bomb at me. I guess I could try to intercept it with this guy. He failed his accurate pass. He tried to do a reroll, but he has the skill of... What happened? Let's skip that. Okay, so he threw the bomb to a teammate. The teammate tried to throw it, but he has Stunty, which means he can't throw the ball very well at all, so he just blew himself up. And the ogre next to him as well. So that's pretty awesome. That helps out everybody. Alright. Now we're surrounded here. This is the guy with the ball. He's in a tackle zone. So when you're in a tackle zone, you can't leave without... You see that dodge right there? That means he's got a chance to be tackled by this little guy. So I got to get that little guy out of here. I'm going to do it with my catcher route. He's got a 3 dice advantage because he's a lot bigger than that guy. And because he's got some help. I've got my teammates around him. We'll follow him in there. So now he's up against the sideline. But he's got the skill that allows him to choose where he goes. So normally you like having your opponents on the sideline because you can push them out of bounds. And that basically knocks them out of the game. But this guy has a skill called Sidestep. It lets him choose where he goes, so he could go anywhere he wants, and that's no good. Alright, we got Dreng. I'm going to try to take this guy out. There we go. Get away from that ogre. Nobat Shoebrush is injured. So this happens when you get a block. You roll again to break their armor, and if you break their armor, they roll on a chart that decides whether they get injured or stunned or knocked out. And he's injured, and once you're injured for the whole game unless you've got some magical abilities, which none of these guys have. So, or you've got an apothecary who can heal your guy. Alright, I'm going to just block him. So these are the different dice rolls. Every time you roll a dice, you get one of these different options. And I'm going to choose the block option because I have the block skill and he does not, which means I will knock him over. So there we go. Now he's injured. He's got 8 seconds to use his apothecary, but I don't think he has one, or maybe he's just not going to use it on a snotling. And there we go. He is now injured. So I've injured 2 of his snotlings, and you can't replace guys until the end of a turn. So he's just going to be short-handed, or not the end of a turn, until somebody scores a touchdown or the half ends. So this guy's going to be he's going to be down 2 men until the end of this half, basically, or until I score a touchdown. So, all right, now I'm going to block this goblin. Again, I got 2 choices on my dice. This blue one is the dodge ability, and this one is the block. Now, if I choose the block, he would beat me because he's got the block skill. I'm going to choose the dodge, which he's got the dodge skill. It means he gets to dodge out of the way, but I get to choose which way I push him. So I'm pushing him over there, get him out of the way of my catcher. So there we go. Now, here's my guy with the ball. This is old Klaus Halfhand. Problem is, this ogre is free and clear, and he can get a shot at me. So I'm going to have Garrick or Krieger. Or both of them. Krieger is going to come down here. He's going to mark this ogre, which means he's not going to be able to run away without me getting a chance to tackle him. Gorgeous is going to come down here and back him up. Give him a little bit of blocking skill just in case. And now the half hand can run downfield unmolested. Now everybody gets a movement based on their speed, but everybody also has 2 sprint, minimum of 2 sprint. Each time you sprint, you roll on a dice to see if you fall over. You got 83% chance to not fall over, but people seem to fall over quite a bit. So I'm not going to sprint because it's not going to get me in the end zone. Anything else I got? Let's see, I'm going to get this guy off the sideline. Got 33 seconds left in the turn. I'm going to take the full 33. I'm going to bring my other catcher over here to help out Tiny. Going to let Tiny block this guy. He doesn't see the skull. Means you get knocked over, and that ends your turn. So that's no good. And then the arrow is just a push, so I'm just going to push him away, keep him away from my catcher, and just kind of knock him downfield a little bit. This guy, he's in trouble. I don't want to get squashed by this. So you see I got a -3, so that's these red dice. Now, when you roll red dice, that means your opponent gets to choose the outcome, not you. So it's not a very good idea. So I'm just going to try to dodge out of that ogre's tackle zone, and doesn't work. I'm tripped up. I could re-roll that, but I'm not gonna, because it's fairly insignificant. I don't think this ogre's fast enough to reach the ball carrier. Nope. He's going to double team Tiny. This little guy is getting up to triple team Tiny. But my guy is right here, so he cancels out that guy's +1. Oh, the goblin tried to dodge away. He got tackled and stunned. So that's pretty much it. Turn 4. Now I could try to block some more. Like, it's a very, very Blood Bowl thing to do to, once your guy's in scoring position, you can, sort of hang out and, just try to knock the other team around, you know. But I don't like these ogres. I don't like the position I'm in, honestly, so I'm just going to score a touchdown and live to fight another day. So there we go. Starting off pretty good. Harbingers 1-0, half hand with a score. Their illegal players with their nasty weapons are going to get sent off the field. So that is a big, big time bonus. All right, so now who do we got on the bench here? We got a reserve lineman on the bench. I think we're going to bring him in for one of our catchers. Route. We're going to bring him in for Harkut Lolf. So that'll let us put a catcher out here. We're going to change this formation up. I don't like this formation at all. Our catcher play back a little bit on defense. Oh, is that a catcher? 2 catchers? No, that's a lineman. There we go. Take this guy off the edge and bring him in a little bit. 1, 2, 1, 2 again. Bring him up. This is not a great formation. I don't have any of my formations set, unfortunately. Normally, like, you can save these formations, but I haven't really found one that I want to save, to be truthfully honest. I guess I'll save this one just so I don't have to do it again. We'll save this as defensive setup 1, sort of a cage kind of thing. Not happy with it, but let's go. Let's go. See what they're going to do. Oh, they're going to put all 4 ogres on the front line. We're just going to kick it down the middle like we do. Perfect defense. Hawkland Harbingers can set up again another legal defense. So, you know, a legal defense is basically you have to have 3 men on the line of scrimmage within... just 3 men on the line of scrimmage. And then you can only have 2 men outside of the boundaries. So you have to have 3 men here on this line. And you can only have 2 men in this box and this box. Maximum of 2. So that's what they mean by a legal defense. So do I want to change anything here? I could put these guys to the outside. But I mean they're so outmatched it doesn't matter where they go. They're going to get crushed no matter what they do. I don't need to put anybody on the line. I don't need to... Yeah, there's just nothing to do. So we'll end that. Thanks, but no thanks, basically. Oh, he kicks the ball. Look at that. Perfect kick all the way to the end zone. It's going to take them forever to go get that ball. Their snotlings are not very fast. We left this sideline wide open. Doesn't really matter. The snotlings get downfield on us. Because they're not going to throw the ball. They really cannot throw the ball. Because if you look at them, they're barely bigger than the ball. Look at that. Let's see what he looks like when he picks it up. I mean, I guess he can still hold the ball pretty decent. Now here's their ogres. They're going to crush my front line. There's Dirk Blunt. Mighty Blow skill. The Mighty Blow skill is how it improves your chance to injure your opponent, to break their armor. So that's what he did there. A lot of big guys have the Mighty Blow skill off the start. Bonehead, there we go. Bonehead is another attribute that a lot of big guys have. And what Bonehead does is it basically simulates these ogres being really stupid. And they just kind of forget how to play every once in a while. And so they just go Bonehead. And they don't move for a turn or 2 or 10, really. They could stand there for the whole game. All right, so we're going to send... No. I mean, I guess we can send our catchers downfield. Though that's not really as downfield as I would like. So we're going to let blitzers blitz. And send Drang downfield. And Krieger is going to blitz this little guy. Just to get a smash out of the way. Going to use his block skill. See you later. And then he's going to continue downfield. So we have our 2 blitzers living up to their name, blitzing across the line of scrimmage, going after that snotling with the ball. So let's stand up here. Freach, have him move around the backside. Support Tiny. See if Tiny can knock one of these ogres over. there anything else I want to do before that? Not really. I mean, I could try to put a tackle on that snotling. I can send a route downfield. I don't know that I want to do that, but I don't know that I don't want to do that either. I should probably give him some support in the form of the Mangler, right? No, not the Mangler. I want to call him the Mangler, and he is the Mangler. Okay, never mind. I'm going crazy. All right, now Tiny. +1 on this guy, and there he goes. He gets the smash result, and I guess we'll just send this guy over here. Follow him up. Boom, knocked him over. All right, a little ogre on ogre action. We'll keep these guys back in defense. Half Hand and Gorgeous will hang out just in case anything bad happens. So this is a huge drawback of the ogre team. They have to rely on these snotlings to carry the ball around. And yeah, they're not real good at it because they're not real fast. They're not real agile. So they're definitely vulnerable to this kind of thing happening. See, it's going to take this guy. It's going to take him like 4 turns to cross the midfield stripe, which it's not easy to score touchdowns in that way. So ogre teams, they really gotta not have boneheads happen. That's for sure. Okay, so one guy's gone bonehead. The other guy has woken up from his bonehead, and he's sprinting. That's why you don't sprint, ladies and gentlemen, especially with an ogre who only has like 2 agility. Yeah, he's only got 2 agility, so that makes agility rolls a little tougher. All right, so Dirk Blunt, we're gonna stand you up. I mean, I guess you can move downfield. There's no harm in that. Route, we're gonna send him. How far can he go? No, do not do that. All right, so he's just gonna run downfield this way. I like getting my catchers downfield just, for precaution's sake. And then we're gonna have Krieger. He's gonna use another blitz. No, don't blitz that way. Blitz this way. Get 3 dice going this way because there's no tackles, no enemy tackle zones. And we'll use the block skill. Oh my gosh, look at that. The ball goes straight to him. Now where to go? This ogre is going to get up. I don't know how far he can move. I could try sprinting into the end zone. Let's try that. Let's try a sprint into the end zone. I got a reroll. Got 2 rerolls. Oh, so there we go. A failed 1 sprint roll, 83%. That's a good time for a reroll. So we're going to use our reroll. And there he goes. Into the end zone for the touch goal. Krieger. I can see why the Harbingers miss this guy. He's a really good blitzer. Very effective. You saw that. He got 2 successful blitzes on that one. And he got the ball. And he got a touchdown. So he's definitely one of our key players. All right. Let's see. Same lineup, I suppose. This worked. This formation worked, I guess. So let's do it. Confirm the lineup. This is good. We're no injuries so far against an ogre team. The weather has changed to being nice. I think it was, I don't know what it was before. I didn't really look. But a gentle gust of wind has scattered the ball 1 extra square in a random direction before landing. So there it goes. Not quite as helpful of a kick because the snotlings are going to be able to grab it. But it's still snotlings grabbing the ball, so it's really not a problem. I definitely wish I'd gotten a different team as my first game because we already saw me play against ogre teams. We saw the limitations of these ogres. And you know, it's really one of those. I want to say it's just kind of like a comedy team. You know, it's not a real competitive type team. Novelty team, that's the word I was looking for. It's definitely a novelty team. It's like the halflings or the goblins. I think winning with a team like this would be a real challenge. I mean, obviously you can run around and you can smash people with your ogres, but the snotlings are just such a drawback. Or the, what do they call these, nobblers? The nobblers are just such a drawback that it's hard to imagine winning many games. So here we go. Drang is now going to use his blitz ability. Get up there. Knock this nobbler out of the way. And follow. Now they should try this team in the comic books. I think that would be kind of fun. To have an ogre team with these little snotlings running around. Alright, so route. I mean, I guess we're just going to keep doing the same plays over and over here. We'll, you know, pull our guys around here. So this guy's gone bonehead, so that means we can run right through his tackle zone. No issues whatsoever. Give Tiny a bonus. Tiny rarely goes bonehead, so we're happy about that. Smash this guy out of the way. It's hard to injure ogres. They got 9 armor, which is pretty good. I mean, I don't like putting my guys into an ogre's tackle zone, so I won't do that. Well, maybe I will. Yeah, maybe I will. Double team this guy. He can only block one of us at a time, so forget that. Now, Half Hand is not going to go into an ogre's tackle zone. We're going to send Frings downfield. No problem there. We're going to have Krieger just try and mark this dude. And once again, we're going to keep Klaus and Gorgeous back on the back foot. All right. Here we go. 1 turn remaining. Well, they got 2 turns left, but we've only got 1 turn remaining. So this half should go by quickly. Now they've got the ball. They're going to form a cage, a little snotling cage. Oh, they're going to throw an ogre into that cage. That's going to make things interesting. That is one reason you do put people in tackle zones, even if you're going to be in a disadvantage blocking wise. Sometimes you want to just mark every player you can so that they can't maneuver around the field in this way. Oh, this ogre's blitzing. He got the dodge result against my guy, but I do not have the dodge skill, so that turns into a successful block. He got the push on my other lineman, Eomund. It's not a great name, but, you know, not everybody can be born with a great name like Drang Sternblood. Alright. Krieger, let's knock this guy out. He's going to sidestep, but hopefully we can just injure him. Bash. No. Nope, he's stunned. I guess that's close. Now I could triple team this ogre. That might be a thing to do. Alright, so we're gonna bring Catcher over here. Gonna bring the Mangler. I should probably have 4 guys do this, because I think if I blitz from here, it'll be a +1. That's not enough. I mean, it is enough, but I want more, but I don't know that I can do much more. Because I would kind of like to get Frings in the way of this dude so that they don't have a clear path. But I could bring Gorgeous up. Or the half hand. I think the half hand makes a little more sense. Yeah, bring half hand up here to sort of form a little wall. You know, so they can't go anywhere this direction without meeting some tackle zones. So I guess I'll go with the one dice roll. I've got a reroll if I need it. Block skill. I've got the block skill. He does not. So even though he's bigger than me, I'm more skillful than he is. And kablamo. Now I'll run down here to block off this avenue of escape. And yeah, we're looking good. Looking good. Now these guys are in a bit of a pickle. -2, no, don't do that. Tiny is also at a minus against these guys. I could bring Gorgeous up here. This is dangerous. He's my lone safety man back there. So I think what I'll do is I'll have Eoman try to get out of the way here. And he does. And that will give Tiny a bonus against this guy. At least enough to get a +1 die roll. We'll use that. Gets the push. I didn't really want to do that. I didn't want to follow him up because now this ogre's free to maneuver. That's bad news. See if Sigurd can get over there. He does. Alright, so we're going to sacrifice Sigurd to check that ogre so that they don't have free movement. Because what they could have done then is just run back over this way instead of done a little counterplay. Anyway, let's end it there. Get the turns rolling. These videos are going to last a long time. Blood Bowl takes a long time to play. It's nothing compared to the board game. The board game takes, like, I would say minimum 2 hours. Maybe if you're real good at setting it up and playing your turns and going quick, maybe if you're in tournament type format, you can take 2 hours. But man, when I used to play back in the day, it would take us like 3 or 4 hours to play a game of Blood Bowl. Just because you're always, you know, fretting over every single move, and you're re-rolling and looking up rules and all this stuff. Video game cuts, ouch, some of that down. Sigurd is KO'd. Not going to use our apothecary on that. So every time your guy's injured, you can decide whether to use your apothecary. And the apothecary doesn't always necessarily cancel out the injury. So we're not going to use it for that KO either. It just gives you a reroll and a second choice, a second opportunity, right? Oh, he chose the block. Neither of us had the block skill, so that counts as both of us knocked over. And there we go. We end halftime 2-0. Now it's our turn to go on offense first. No. We went on offense first half, so now they get to go on offense. They got the Mangler up front. That's no good. Let's go back to defensive setup 1. See what we got here. Blunt and Harkut up front. Alright, so our other two guys, Sigurd and Eomund, are still KO'd. You know, you get a dice roll after each touchdown to see if guys recover from their KO. Guys who are stunned automatically recover. Guys who are injured or dead never recover during the game unless, like I said, unless you have some magic abilities. Like undead guys can do that. I don't know if there's anybody other than the undead, maybe in the Nurgle. But other than that, vampires probably. Any of the undead type races can do it. But regular folk, living folk, not really. You get injured, you're done. KOs you can come back from, but it's a roll. It's not automatic. All right. Enough explanation. So we're short a man. We're down a man. I was wondering why we had a hole in our lineup here. So, I guess we'll bring the half hand up front, and we'll leave Gorgeous back in the rear with the gear where he likes to be as our lone safety man. So there we go. All right. Let's get another good kickoff. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Nice weather. Ball's going to scatter again a little. That's all right. You know, as far back as we can kick it, I'm fine with that. Now, for our guys, when we kick the ball off, it just goes random direction. But there is a kick skill that reduces that randomness to a more tolerable level. Like you saw that template, that kicking template that was over the, like, pretty much 90% of the field. That's the entire scatter. Like the ball could scatter over any of that template. So that's a pretty wide area. But if you got the kick skill, it lowers that a little bit, and it makes it a little more likely that you're going to kick it where you want to kick it. So there we go. Ogres smashing our front line again. This is what they're good at. This is pretty much their only strength until they go bonehead. Snotling doesn't know where to go, but there we go. So they're already ahead of the game right now. They've got a cage. They've got the ball. They got one of our players knocked down, so they're looking much better than they have in the past. So I think what we're gonna try to do here, I'm gonna stand up, Dirk. I think what we're gonna try to do here is be a little bit more cautious. I'm gonna try to take care of their ogres. Try to knock them down. They've only got 3 on the line now, so we can theoretically maybe we can take these guys. So here we go. We're gonna bring Frings up here to help out Tiny. Now we don't have to worry about this guy at the moment because he's gone stupid. So I'm gonna get the bonus here. Got 2 dice. Only got the push result. And push him over there. Follow. Block. Alright. Now we can team up on this ogre. Gonna leave Dreng on the outside. Bring we can only get a +3, I think. Let's bring half hand down here. And then the Mangler gets a +1. Because you see, everybody else, these Snotlings are kind of messing with me. Alright, let's see what happens if we just really pile up the characters over here. We're going to mark this Snotling. So anywhere you see the yellow, that means you'll have the advantage. Anywhere you see red, that means the opponent will have the advantage. So, like for example, if we could... Our 1 cancels out this guy's 1, who had canceled out that guy's 1. +1 is what I'm talking about. It's a little hard to tell you what's going on, but we still only have +1 strength because this guy still cancels out this guy. So we've only got +1, +2, and then he's got 3 strength, so that brings his strength up to 5, which is equal to this guy's strength. And when you have equal, you only roll 1 dice, but I'm rolling the dice. Oh, I'm not rolling the dice. I'm just surrounding this guy like a dweeb, so I shall just blitz this guy. I get caught up in my explanations, and I forgot that I'm playing a game. Follow, let's go. Alright. So that guy's stunned. I guess Krieger, go here. He's just going to hang out. He's not going to get tangled up. All right. I took way too much time on that turn. I try to keep my turns to 2 minutes rather than 3, because then, like I said, this video will last forever. I want to keep these videos definitely under an hour. I don't know if I can get them to 45 minutes. Maybe if I play real fast, I can get them to 45 minutes. I think an hour for these videos is too long. I don't know that that's sustainable as a series. So the other thing I could do is not show every game, just show games against interesting teams. I think that's the best way to go. So we'll show, like, once we're getting toward the end of the season. I do this kind of thing in Football Manager because Football Manager, you got a million games. So there's no way you can show all of them. I'd have to show like 10 videos a week in Football Manager. So I'm not going to do that with Blood Bowl because there's also a lot of games in Blood Bowl. 8 games in a season. So that's a whole week's worth of videos. Plus 1, obviously. But you know what? I think I made the decision. Made the decision live on air. I'm just going to show the interesting matchups. I'm going to show the end of a competition and the beginning of the next competition, you know, as we move from season to season and year to year and competition to competition. We'll just show the interesting and or important games. All right. So these ogres are you know, they're actually doing pretty good at the moment. Put down one of our guys. Put down Drang. Drang is getting knocked around, man. He's not the star player that he is in the comic books at the moment. Let's see. What do we got here? We got a -3. That's our own guy. Don't block him. We got a minus there. There we go. All right, so Tiny. Block this guy with a plus. And we shall knock him out because he does not have the dodge skill. And which way do we want to send him? I guess we'll send him that way. And I'll follow him. Alright, smashy smashy. There we go. So now we can really pile up on these guys. Get another man in this tackle zone. +1. +2 right there. He's got the block skill. That's the Mangler. Take that. Now we should have a bonus against this guy. Just a +1? What's this? Oh, there's a Knobbler hidden in there. Freaking Knobbler. All right, so let's get the Knobbler out of the way. It's hard to see that little guy. But now we can follow him in there and get another man in the tackle zone. Turbox, the stick wielder, is injured. So here we go. All right, so the Ogre has 5 strength. Krieger, our Blitzer, has 3 strength. So that's 3 plus 1, 2, 3, 4. That gives me 7 strength, which will give me bonus of 2 dice on the Blitz. I think +3 is the maximum, honestly. So here we go. Got the dodge result. He does not have the dodge skill, so he's going down. And now I could stay here, or I can move. I think I'll move into this guy's tackle zone. That will allow me to crush this Knobbler. There we go. He's going to sidestep. I'm going to stay here. Just smack him around. Gorgeous is still hanging back. Don't Dirk. Half Hand, I should probably bring Half Hand out of this melee and send him downfield a little bit, just to sort of ensure that they don't have a completely free road down the sideline. I mean, it's going to take them forever to score. It might take them the whole game to score from that position, but I don't necessarily want to, give him that for free. But here's the problem again with the Ogre team is the Snotlings are so easy, the Nobblers are so easy to injure that, they always end up being short-handed. And if they're short-handed on Ogres, like, forget about it. This team only has 4 Ogres. I think you can have a maximum of 6. So those other guys must be injured, or they didn't buy 6 Ogres, which would be ridiculous. If you run an Ogre team, you got to buy all 6 Ogres and then fill in with whatever Snotlings that you can. He's got 2 guys boneheaded. That's just terrible. Now this guy, yeah, they're pretty much done at this point. So, let's see. Drang is going to try to get his revenge. The plus, he only gets the push result. That is not at all what I wanted. Rawr. Alright. There's Frings. Let's see. These guys can still block him. Only at a +1 though. Let's move Tiny over here. Now Tiny's gonna add support. Get the block. There it is. I'm just gonna use my block skill. Knock him over. Show him how superior I am. Now we're free to take on the Nobblers. He's got the dodge skill, so this isn't going to do much for us. But we can follow him. Push him back downfield. Likewise, Krieger got a huge advantage on this Nobbler. Do I want to follow him into the jaws of the Ogre? Not really. Do I? No, I'm going to stay there. Toss Mushroom is KO'd. I'm uncomfortable with that name, but, that is his name. So we'll keep our catchers out of the fracas. Gonna send him downfield. Just in case the Ogre peels back and goes after our catcher. I don't want him to do that, but if he does, that'll leave this Snotling as just lunch meat. Frings, bring him up as well, just to cover more area. And we can bring Gorgeous up now. Have him be another line of defense. And this guy, Dirk Blunt, will just stay right there. Alright. So there we go. We got done in 1.5 minutes that time, so that's an improvement. I just accidentally hit a button, so I'm going to zoom back in. That guy, still bonehead. One recovered from his bonehead, the other one does not. This guy manages to get up off the ground. Oh, he's going to blitz old Drang. Drang is just having a bad time of it. He gets knocked over. It's crunched by the Ogre. Snotlings are trying to form a cage. Not a very effective cage, but a cage nonetheless. Alright, so we got Route and Frings. I keep thinking this guy's a catcher, but he's not. But he's going to come down here. He's going to blitz Matan the slingshot, the goblin who's got the ball. Only 2 dice, but that's all he needs. I'm going to stay right here. See if the ball bounces to me. Nope. Bounces to the other goblin. No, it doesn't. Alright. That's fine. I'm going to stay there. Yeah, I'll stay there. Let's see. Krieger, stand and deliver, my friend. Now, Tiny gonna use his bonuses to knock this guy over. No, he's not. Neither of us have the block skill, but I don't necessarily want that to end there, so that would end my turn if I used the block skill, because it would knock both of us over. And when you knock somebody over, it ends your turn. Or when you knock one of your own players over, it ends your turn. All right, so that frees up the Mangler here to put this goblin in a tackle zone. Now it leaves our other guys a bit vulnerable, because he's negative to that guy. He's negative to that guy. Now we could change that. We could bring these 3 dudes in here and block him. That might not be the worst idea in the world. 1. And Gorgeous is going to get into the action. He's going to go over here just because he doesn't want to get, he wants support. He's going to give support and get support simultaneously. So it takes 4 of our guys surrounding this ogre to give us a bonus of +1 die. There we go. He gets the dodge result. This ogre is toast. We're going to send him backwards and then follow him in. Fugs the Impatient is down but not out. And then that leaves Dirk Blunt 1-on-1, possibly even 2-on-1 against ogres. Not a good idea, but we're going to leave him there. Nope, that guy got over his bonehead. He's up. This guy, no bonehead there either. Ogres are paying attention to the game tonight. I don't like that. Snotling Moose doesn't get tackled, but he also just barely picks up the ball. The ogres, they got our guys kind of surrounded here a little bit. That's a good result. Just the push result. I'm okay with that. Stunty guy running around. Extremely hard to tackle. Now the bad news is we only have 2 guys available to go get the ball. So Krieger's going to stand up. Dirk Blunt he's up. Oh yeah, he just got pushed. So here we go. Harcut, the lineman, going to take a stab at this dude. 3 dice. 2 block results and a failure result. I'm going to re-roll that because I do not have the block skill. And there we go. We get our smash result. He'll stay there. Goblin is stunned. Alright, so now we got 1 guy left to pick up the ball. It's the Mangler. Whoa. Whoa. He does not have a lot of speed, but we're going to go over here and pick it up anyway. He does. Good man. He seems exceptionally slow, but I'm going to move him there. I'm not going to sprint. It's because there's no real reason. Drang has a minus. Everybody's got a minus against this guy? Yes. Why is that? I don't know. Tiny. Tiny, what are you doing? Alright, there we go. He's got a bonus on this guy. Oh no! Tiny's gone bonehead. That changes things poorly. So I guess I'll just try to block this guy. Doesn't do real well. I'm going to follow him and get out of that mess. Nobody else really is in good position to block anybody at all. So we're done. We're done here. Oh, look out. He's blitzing. The computer does this every once in a while. They just use a bad blitz. But he used it against my guy with the fend skill, which means he couldn't follow up on my guy. So I fended him off. And, now Half Hand is free to roam. Bonehead. Nope. No Bonehead roll. He gets the attack against my lineman here. Who's this? This is Dirk Blunt. Getting crushed by the ogres. This is a bad strategy. I should have kept to running around the outside and taking pot shots at their nobblers instead of getting mixed up in a frontline war against these ogres. This is just not going well for us, because now look, we're trapped between these ogres. There's not a lot of ways out of this pickle jar. So the Mangler, he's got the ball. He's gonna run her downfield. I don't think that Nobbler can catch him, and even if he does, it's not like he's gonna tackle him. He's gonna annoy him more than anything else. Sidestep will stay there. Smash. Matan's slingshot is KO'd. I think that's the second time he's been KO'd this game, but whatevs. Route, also one-on-one with a Nobbler. Gets the dodge result. But these Nobblers have dodge, so he just doesn't do nothing. Now, Tiny. Krieger, get up off the ground, buddy. Half Hand's going to come over here and aid support to Tiny's block attempt. Hopefully he does block. He's got the +1, and he's got another Bonehead. Another Bonehead. Not good. I mean, we could try just spreading out. Especially Gorgeous. Let's get Gorgeous out of there. Out of the fray so he doesn't get his beautiful, beautiful face smashed in. And then, we're doing some elf stuff here. Dirk Blunt, let's see if you can get out of that. Yep, he's out of there. This is going to be a little trickier to get Drang off the front line. He's got to make 2 dodge rolls. And he does. Good man. So now who do we got here? Krieger is in position to get crushed. All of his pals left him. That's probably bad for Krieger, but okay. Let's go. Alright, turn 15. One more turn after this. Let's hope we can survive. We got our no rerolls, but we do have our apothecary left. We're going to score on this next turn. It's just a matter of keeping our guys alive like Krieger. Crushed by an ogre. Mighty blow. Stuns Krieger. But we'll take a stun every day of the week. Who is this now? Half Hand uses his fend. Gets the push roll. So it looks like we're going to survive another turn, and that gets us a touch down. We're going to score right away. Mangler gets the score without any passing. Just runs it downfield. What a dude. What a guy. What a star. 3 Zippo. Alright, so one of our KO'd guys is back. So I could drop back to the... not that for sure. Not that for sure. Defensive setup number 1. We'll just drop back into this. And that's fine. Alright. So this is kind of an elf defense. Like, you want to defend the wide areas of the field against elves and skavens and teams like that. Because they're just going to try to get downfield and score touchdowns. But really what this defense is all about is just staying away from the ogres. So we're only going to have, maximum of 3 people get bashed every turn. And that's kind of what you want to do against the bigger, bashier teams, is you want to limit the number of players they can hit per turn. Force them to use their blitz rule to hit more than one guy a turn, or more than 2 or 3. What you don't want to do against a big, strong team is what I kind of did in the last round, which was just, play their game. All right, so here's turn 16. They got nothing left. We're winning 3-0, so I'm just going to end it right there. Game over. So there we are. There's our first win in the Winter Championships. Fizz Fungi gets the player of the game for the Hard Rock Maw. Meanwhile, Drang Sternblood, he got a lot of punishment in this game, but he earned player of the match anyway. The player of the match is random as far as I've ever found. So, it's not like really a reward for great play. It's more just a way to get somebody some free experience points. Because player of the match gets 5 experience points. So Fizz Fungi there, he probably leveled up. Drang got 7 experience points. That probably means he got an injury, which you get 2 experience points for, and the player of the game. Krieger got a touchdown, because that's 3 experience points. Klaus Halfhand got a touchdown. That's also 3 experience points. And the Mangler, he got 3 experience points for a touchdown, 2 experience points for an injury for 5. All right. So there we go. Some of our dudes have leveled up. Let's... do we want to leave that for the next episode? No, we're probably not going to show, like, the very next game. It's just a chaos game. So... not a real exciting opponent. Well, I mean, I don't know. We're going to level up. How about that? Well, we decide whether or not to play the next game. We're going to level up Drang Sternblood. I know what skill I want to give him. But we'll see if I'm able to give him that skill. We rolled an 11, which means we can... normally, you only get to choose from a couple of skills when you're a blitzer. You get strength or general, but because we rolled an 11, means we could also add characteristics, we could add +1 agility. And honestly, you pretty much want to do that every time if you can, because it's very rare for you to roll an 11 when you level up. Now, if you roll doubles, if you roll like 2 1s or 2 2s or 2 3s or 2 4s or whatever, then you get to choose from the agility and the passing trees, which are, as you can see, are blanked out right now. I'm unable to choose agility or passing. I can only choose general, strength, or characteristic. So I'm going to choose characteristic. I'm going to give him that +1 agility, and that's going to make him an even better star player, because now he's got 4 agility. That means when he goes to dodge, it's going to be 80% to dodge. When he goes to pick up the ball, it's going to be 80% to pick up the ball. And I think throwing and catching also, it's going to jump up to 80%. So he's going to be much more like he is in the comic books right now. He's going to be the man on the team for sure. I'm just going to want to give the ball to Drang and let him go to town. So that's an awesome achievement right there. Is he the only one who leveled up? He did. Let's take a look at our experience points going on. Tiny only has 2. Drang now has 16 out of 31, so he needs 31 to reach the next level. So it's going to be a while before he gets to level 4, I guess it is. Krieger, 9 out of 16, so he's got a ways to go. Gorgeous, only 2 experience points. I think he's just done 2 passes. Dirk only needs 1 more experience point to level up. Sigger has done absolutely nothing, so he's got 0 experience points. He needs 6 to level up. Half Hand only needs 5 to level up. Mangler needs 4. Frings needs 1. Route needs 3. And our Scrubbinos, they need 6. So, our team's coming together. It's rounding into form. Hopefully by the time we get to like the Blood Bowl or the Chaos Cup or something like that, some bigger competitions, we'll have a much better roster. So there we go. There we are, the beginning of our eternal league with the Hawkland Harbingers. We can play this league forever if we want to, but at minimum we're going to play it for 1 full year. So until our next game, we'll see you later. Bye-bye.